Light usually comes before the camera, before lenses, before framing, before anything else. And over time, we have learned that not every light modifier is about drama or control. Some are about balance, some are about atmosphere. And that is where the Zhiyun 85cm Lantern Softbox slowly earned its place with us. Today we want to talk to you about how this lantern spreads light, how it controls space, and how it fits into professional workflows. So let's get started. When we first pulled it out of the bag, the size felt honest. 85cm sounds large on paper. In the room, it feels intentional, not overwhelming, not tiny. Lantern softboxes have become popular for a reason, and you already know why. They wrap light around a space in a way that feels natural, which is very close to how real rooms behave. Zhiyun clearly understands that philosophy, and this modifier leans fully into it. And it follows a familiar lantern structure, so nothing feels experimental here. Flexible rods, a circular frame, and a locking mechanism that clicks with confidence. We appreciate that click, because it tells you the frame is seated properly. The fabric feels dense enough to trust over time, and the stitching feels consistent. This does not feel like something designed only for occasional use. It feels made for setups that change often. Setup is simple once you understand the rhythm. You line up the bottom ring, pop it open, and then rotate the rods so they follow the seams of the fabric. That small detail matters because it keeps the shape even and the light spread predictable. Once that is done, the lantern holds its form well. There is no sagging or odd tension, which is important when you hang this over a set or talent. Now let us talk about the skirt, because this is where the lantern becomes more than just an ambient tool. Lanterns naturally spread light almost everywhere, which can be both a gift and a problem. Zhiyun includes a 4-piece skirt with Velcro tabs, and it changes how you work with this modifier. You can block one side, two sides, or most of the lantern, which gives you control without killing the softness. It looks a bit strange when only one panel is attached, but the result on set makes sense very quickly. We mounted the lantern on a Zhiyun X200, and the balance felt right. At just over 2 kilograms, it is not light, but does not feel scary either. On a solid stand, it behaves well. On a boom arm, it becomes far more interesting. The X200 allows a full tilt, and that opens up overhead setups that feel very natural for interviews and table scenes. You do need to be mindful of clearance, but that is true for any lantern at this size. Once the light comes on, the character of this modifier becomes clear. The lantern spreads light in a wide pattern, and the diffusion feels even. There are no obvious hotspots, and shadows fall gently. When we turned off our key light and let the lantern carry the scene, the room changed. Contrast increased, but not in a harsh way. Shadows stayed present, which gave the image depth, but skin stayed soft. This is not a beauty dish look. This is closer to a room lit by a large window and practical lights. Raising the lantern higher reduced directionality even more. Placing it closer to center filled the space evenly, which worked well for talking headshots and product tables. Lower placement brought more shape and contrast. That flexibility is the real strength here. You are not locked into one look. You guide the look through placement and skirt control. At around 60% output on the X200, the lantern produced more than enough light for most studio needs. It also stayed comfortable to work around. That matters during long shoots, especially when talent needs to stay relaxed. The light feels present but not aggressive, and that affects how people behave on camera. Compatibility is another quiet win. The Bowens mount means you can use this with a wide range of LED and strobe lights, not only Zhiyun units. In our studio, that matters. We switch lights often based on the job, and the lantern does not limit those choices. Whether you are shooting interviews, portraits, product scenes, or live content, the modifier adapts without complaint. What we appreciate most is how this lantern supports a workflow rather than demanding attention. It does not try to create a signature look, it helps you create your look. For filmmakers, it works well as a soft overhead source or a fill that feels motivated. For photographers, it fills rooms evenly and keeps highlights under control. For small teams, it reduces setup stress. Of course, this is not for every situation. If you need tight control or dramatic edge light, a traditional softbox or reflector will serve you better. The lantern asks for space and a bit of planning. We think it has plenty of merit, but you should be mindful of how much control you need in your scenes. As we wrap this up, the Zhiyun 85cm Lantern Softbox feels like a thoughtful tool. It respects how light behaves in real environments. It gives you softness without removing character. And over time, those qualities matter more than bold promises. If your work leans toward natural light, cinematic balance, and comfortable sets, this lantern fits into that conversation very naturally. That was all. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found it helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more videos.